Hey guys, Tidbo here, welcome back to the channel. And yep, that's me, and I bet you're wondering how I got myself in this situation. So let me take you back from the start when I thought it would be a good idea to do a turn 10 Ultimate Crisis with no early warning campaign as Ikit. So right away we go and introduce ourselves to our friendly neighbors to Barrow. They were really glad to see us, and they kept inviting us to come back over, so we continued visiting them for the next couple of turns, naturally, to reinforce our friendship and emphasize the importance of collaboration. And it was all going rather well until those filthy beastmen decided to get involved. Now, I told them we don't share our friends, therefore we had to get rid of them. Now, Morga was not too happy about it, but he did not have choice in this matter. So off you go, mate. Thanks for coming. Toodles, see you later. It is now turn 14, and of course we are going to be going and spreading our friendship down to Magliano here. Of course, the vampires are very friendly with us, so we're going to give them some love. And of course sign a peace treaty to ensure our ongoing friendship. Turn 15, time to get rid of the last of the filthy beastmen. Very straightforward. We can afford here to auto-resolve it and go back to Magliano and recover for what's to come. Now Morga came back for seconds. The man is a repeat offender, so we thought we're gonna spring a nasty little surprise for him. And just like clockwork, the man is so predictable, he just cannot help himself. Thus, we put the final nail in the coffin here. It is important that we get rid of him before the ultimate crisis, so he stops spreading herpes on our lands. Turn 16, the calm before the storm. We've made good with the Beastmen, we've made good with Sartosa. Now it is time to start recruiting for what's yet to come. Of course, Ikit is a very good host, so he wants to give the Dowie and the rest of the uninvited guests the best possible welcome we can give them. Turn 17, and without warning, the game is having a brain aneurysm, thus, you know, shit is about to get real, and that gives us approximately one more turn to prepare for what's to come. Therefore, as any good host will do, we will continue recruiting. And of course, we only want the best of the best for our Dowie friends here, as they line up eagerly to receive their free Warpstone milkshake. Turn 18, we will move Ikit here in ambush stance so he can ambush him and smoosh him with some love there. They won't be expecting it. It will be very good for TikTok to see their priceless faces when they see us. Meanwhile, we'll continue recruiting with our second army. The more love we can give them, the better. And just like that, arrived our first guests. Though they did not find our ambush surprise very appealing, they still turned up for some Warpstone pies. And of course, being the generous host that we are, we were more than happy to oblige and give it to them. Thus, this concludes our first meeting with our Dowie friends. Now it is turn 20, and everyone knows that Ikit's milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard, so we have two sets of visitors here. Naturally, we are going to go over and say hello quickly. As you can see here, they're very eager to see us and receive the gifts here from the Great Horned Rat. They was so taken aback by this meeting, they couldn't wait to get out of here on time. At this point, we gotta make sure that we serve all of our Dowie customers there, so we need to systematically get rid of them one by one. As you can see here, ambush works wonders, especially when they are in a march stance. Now here, the Wood Elves heard of our milkshake, so it also brought them to the yard. Therefore, naturally, we had to go and show them how it's done. For the next 10 turns, you'll be fighting both the Wood Elves and the Dowie, and you'll be pretty much spending it clearing out your backyard, generating funds. What you'll also notice is that Ikit Claw is a great war economist, which means you're going to be running on negative during this time, but that doesn't matter because you'll be getting 4 to 5k per victory, so running at 1,700 to 2,000 gold per turn is not a bad thing. You're always going to be net positive, which means you'll be able to tank them, spank them, rinse and repeat. Now the high elves are not a bad enemy to fight as long as you keep ambushing them, and ambush stance is key. So when you level up your lord, make sure you want to get cunning leveled up as fast as you can, which means you have a higher chance to ambush. You will not always get the ambushes, but that's fine. As long as the terrain is favorable, you will outrange both the Dowie and the high elves, and with the menace below, you'll be very easy to take out the artillery. So main focus here is to get 2 main armies rolling. Once you're comfortable and you have the 2 main armies, then you can start upgrading your buildings to see if you can get yourself some plague priests. So up until turn 40 I was running with no plague priests, which made things a little bit difficult. However, I was constantly getting pounded and managed to amass a lot of money. Now there is no way to do the exploit reliably anymore by abandoning your starting settlement, which means you should be hoping that someone takes over your main settlement and then go and rebuild it as tier 4 or tier 5 depending how much you have. So first things first, get the 2 armies rolling, start ambushing armies, clear out your backyard. Once all the threat is gone and you think you can maintain your buildings, then start building all the expensive buildings and prepare for a 3rd army. Now a 3rd army will probably set you back at 4k negative, but you can use that 3rd army to basically go out there and start conquering new territory. Eventually the Tomb Kings will start invading your kingdom, and you know what that means. That means more warpstone, more money. Once again, wait for them to make a mistake and ambush them. They're not a tough enemy to deal with. As a matter of fact, anyone is not a tough enemy as long as you pull off your ambushes. So the way you'll be playing this campaign is you're the Che Guevara equivalent of the Skaven. You want to be doing hidden runs, you don't want to be going toe to toe, because toe to toe means taking casualties, and casualties are never a good thing when you're getting pushed by 5-6 armies at a time. Therefore, pick your battles, strike hard, strike fast, and victory is guaranteed. Keep fighting them battles, keep recruiting them armies, and keep winning, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here, I've already begun recruiting my 3rd army. We are well into the negative there, but we do have about 39k gold to spend, and that will only increase. As you can see here, other factions started invading, which means you'll be constantly churning them through the meat grinder. In return, it means you get more food and you get more gold. So with the 3rd army, that is going to be the army I'm going to use to expand. Meanwhile, the other 2 armies here are just to make sure that no one sneaks into my territory and takes over my established settlement, because now we are running high military buildings and we've spent a fair bit of gold investing. As Skaven, if you do lose a settlement, it's not really a big deal because you can always go back to tier 4 or tier 5. But as a general rule of thumb is, if you don't lose settlements, you get to keep more gold, and especially when you're running at like 3-4k negative a turn, is always smart to make sure that you don't run out of gold, essentially. So this is a very war economy heavy campaign. It is difficult at the beginning. You gotta be very smart how you take out your targets. The challenge, just like any other campaign, is just pretty steep at the start. So when you go turn 10 ultimate crisis, you don't know when it's going to trigger. I didn't know either, because I didn't have the warning timer on, so therefore mine happened between turn 16 and 17. Could be different for everyone, could be maybe sooner, could be later, you never know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time. Please let me know if you're enjoying these videos. I'll make more. Depending how this video performs, I might even make a part 2. Anyways guys, once again, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, and I hope to catch you next video. Peace.